Hey everybody, it's Chad, Nobody Else's Auto. Out here on the Kansas Prairie, up north of the yard, up in northern Kansas, checking out some Chevys. If you missed the barn digging video, if we put up a little bit ago, be sure to check that out. When we found these old trucks, got to dig through some old buildings, found some old cans, and ended up with 4 Chevys out of here. So this one here, 52, 53 era, 1.5 ton, 2-ton farm truck. So let's take a quick look at it here in the pasture as I found it. Then we'll get her hauled back to the yard, take a little bit better look at her. Well, this is exactly as I walked up on it, sitting out here in the pasture. Weeds growing up around it, sunk into the dirt. Obviously been here for a few days. Fairly straight old truck. And definitely some good pieces left on it. So, got to get some of the iron cleaned off the back of it, some of the old implement parts, things like that. And then get this thing loaded up and hauled back to the yard. So a lot of cool stuff here. If you missed that picking video, be sure to check that out, and be sure to check out all the videos on these Chevy trucks coming in from here, as well as this one, another one just about like this one, the square body, and also the 41. So I guess we better get to work. Stay tuned. We'll be bringing some more cool stuff on this one. We'll take a little bit better look at her when we get her back to the yard and go around and kick the tires on this big old Chevy. Well, we got the old Chevy hauled in, so let's take a little bit better look at her. Obviously, they did get the back cleaned off. Got all the old lumber, tractor parts, iron, everything off the back of this old truck. Like we noticed when it was out there sitting, we see how far this had sunk into the dirt. That gives you an idea. It sunk in all the way to the wheel. This old truck is fairly straight and clean. It's got a few dings and dents in it, but overall not too bad. Up around the front, even the front of this truck isn't banged up. It didn't have a big bumper or grill guard on it, but still really straight. Front filler panel is really nice. Those are hard to find for a big truck. Usually the corners of these fenders have been bumped against something, the way they stick out. But this one really survived pretty well. Let's take a peek under the hood. And definitely something missing in here. Apparently this truck had an engine issue, and they pulled the head off of it, and that's about as far as it went. We can see this obviously was originally a green truck by the color on the firewall. But there again, all this stuff is pretty much intact and original. Even though they took the engine apart, everything else in here pretty much just the way they were. Come around here to the driver's side, and more of the same. Just a pretty decent old truck. A little bit of rust in it. Look down here in the cab corners, but really not bad. Doors look pretty decent. Fenders, running boards. Really a fairly straight old truck. Let's take a peek inside. And still pretty much intact in here as well. We do find the rest of our engine parts, or some of our engine parts, as well as some other engine parts dumped inside of here. The old control knobs. Still has the key hanging in it. Does have a factory heater in it as well. Looks like they were attempting to start the repairs. Had a gasket kit here for it. There's the valve cover. Just never quite materialized and never got that far. Well, there you have it. Another big old Chevy fresh out of the pasture. So lots of cool trucks came out of this place. We got 4 of them out of there. So a lot of cool Chevy truck videos coming. But like we just saw, this is a pretty straight old truck. Engine's apart, but man, it's the sheet metal, and for as straight as it is for what most of these trucks went through, considering its age, not a bad piece and a lot of good stuff on it that's going to help save some others. So if you got any questions about this old Chevy or any of the other 2000 cars and trucks we've got here on the ground at Nobody Else's Auto, just give me a call, 620-786-4428. That number is in the description part of this video. Having that short conversation about your project, year, make, model, body style, all that information is critical for me to know if I may or may not have something here that can help you out with your project. So just give me a shout if you got any questions. Be happy to have that conversation with you. If you like old cars, you like old trucks, be sure to check out the channel, Nobody's Show. That's about all we do on here because that's about all I know what to talk about. So please check out the channel, click that subscribe button, and check out some of the other videos. We do a lot of cool stuff on here, and we do a lot of cool live stuff on here. You don't want to miss any of that either. So hope you enjoyed the old Chevy. Stay tuned. We've had a lot of cool stuff hitting the ground. Like I said, more Chevy trucks off of this farmstead and a whole bunch of other cool cars coming in. So be sure to check that out. Click that subscribe button. You don't want to miss any of them coming up, and we sure hope to see you soon on the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.